Today I'll be taking you through our biopic core cutting techniques. So the first set of cutting in biopic is I, which stands for interior cutting. Today I'll take you through several different interior cutting techniques that help you with creating motion, texture, and removing weight from the middle of the hair. This technique is called palm hinge. It's a great way to remove weight from the lower part of the hair. If someone has a lot of weight in this lower section or in zone 1, it'll be a really nice way to remove that weight or to create movement in the hair without having any lines. So what I'll do is start from the lower crown ridge going down to the center nape balance point. And I'm gonna just take a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch section. And I wanna start with my palms facing me. And I'm going to hinge up to either 45 or 90 degrees, depending on how much weight I want to take off. So for 45 degrees, you'll take off more weight. At 90 degrees, you'll take off less. So again, you want to come with your palms facing you, hinge. I'm going to hinge at 90 degrees. And then you want to take with your comb as you're coming out to kind of help guide that hair as you come out. Now, depending on how much weight you want to take off, I usually like to stop either just before gravity drops or right when gravity drops, and then just open and close my shears as I walk towards the end of the hair. The next section, I'll do the exact same thing, and I'm gonna come out right where the hair lives. So put my fingers right at the lower crown ridge. With this comb in with my fingers, I'm gonna hinge to 90 and come out until gravity drops. Then I'm gonna just open and close my shears as I take off that last bit of corner of the hair. And I'm gonna continue to travel. And as I travel, I like to move my client, so I make sure that I come out right where the hair lives. So again, I'm gonna palm hinge, so palm with my fingers, palm facing me, hinge to 90 degrees, come out where the hair lives until gravity drops. And then I'm gonna just open and close my shears as I take off that last little bit of hair. If you wanted to take off more weight, you could just come out halfway. So you could do palm, hinge. You could come out halfway if they have a ton of hair, and you could start the palm hinge from the middle of the hair. Because I want to do less weight, I'm going to come out further and just open and close at the end of the hair. For the last section, rather than coming out where the hair lives in order to preserve the length, you want to over direct to the previous section. So again, I'm going to palm hinge, come to the previous section till gravity drops, and then just open and close my shears as I go through the ends. Then I just repeat the same movements as I go from the center to the left. It's the exact same motions. So again, palm hinge is just a great way to remove weight from that interior frame of the hair. This technique is called twist, pinch, and pull, or TPP. This is a great way to remove weight from the interior of the hair. So if someone has a thicker head of hair and you want to remove weight from their hair without it looking like you've removed weight from their hair, this is a really great technique to help to just clear some space from this inner area. So typically whenever you're removing weight from the hair, you're not going to be taking it from zone 3, but either from zone 1, which is the bottom, or zone 2, the middle of the head. So for twist, pinch, and pull, I'm going to start in the back center. And I already sectioned out the zone 3 of her head, which is the top of her head. And right at the top of zone 2 is where I want to kind of remove some of this weight. So I'm taking just small 1/2 inch square sections. And depending on which way you want the hair to travel is how you're going to twist. So when I'm in the middle, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to start with my palm facing her head, and then I'm gonna twist with my pointer finger. And I'm gonna do 1 twist, 2 twists around the hair until I see a twist on my finger. And then I'm gonna pinch the hair, and then I'm gonna pull it out. And as I do that, it actually creates a twist or bend in the hair so that when I'm cutting, it's not creating any marks or divots in the hair or any straight lines. So twist, pinch, pull. The cutting motion, you don't want to ever go above where the bend is in the hair. So you want to dip the hair, hold it tight, dip to see where the bend is, and then that's where you'll start cutting out to the ends. So to cut, you're going to open and close your shears just ever slightly as you're doing the movement that we're doing with twist, pinch, and pull, where you're coming in and landing the scissors, closing the shears slightly, and then taking off. So think about like landing a plane, closing the shears slightly, and then taking off. That's the movement that we do for twist, pinch, and pull. So I'm gonna do it again. Twist, pinch, pull, and then I'm gonna come in and land the plane and take off, land the plane, take off, land the plane, take off. And it just takes off a little bit of the hair so that you don't have any diffused line when you come through and lay it down in the back, so you don't see any lines. Then I will just go to the next section and I'm gonna twist the opposite direction. So because I twisted to the left, this section, I'm gonna twist to the right. So in order to twist to the right, if you're right-handed, you need your left palm to be facing you. If you wanna twist to the left, you need your left palm to be facing the head. So the palm facing me, I'm gonna take my pointer finger and I'm gonna twist 1, 2, till I see the twist on my finger, pinch, and then pull. And again, I'm gonna come in and land the plane and take off, land the plane, take off, land the plane, take off, land the plane, take off. I'm gonna come into the next section and do the opposite direction. So again, palm facing the head, twist, pinch, pull. Land the plane, take off, land the plane, take off, land the plane, take off, land the plane, take off. And then for the other side, I'll do the exact same thing. So I twisted to the left in the middle here, so I'm gonna have my palm facing me, twist with my finger to the right, 1 twist and 2, pinch, pull. Land the plane, take off, land the plane, take off, land the plane, take off. And I keep them all together. I don't brush them through until I'm done doing the entire section of twist, pinch, and pull, because I don't want to marry 2 sections together. So now I'm gonna twist the opposite direction. So palm facing here, twist, pinch, pull. There's the bend, so land the plane, take off, land the plane, take off. And once it's all done, you can come in with your comb and just brush through the hair, and it's just gonna remove that weight from the middle of the hair so that you don't have that thickness at the bottom that you normally might have with thicker heads of hair. And then you can see, because of the twist, pinch, and pull, there's no lines or movement on the hair, but you can see that there's definitely some space in there for the hair to rest. This technique is called refraction. It's actually the technique that is used in the twist, pinch, and pull technique of essentially what refraction is a way to remove weight by just open and closing your shears, and it helps to remove weight from either zone 2 or zone 1 in the hair. If you do refraction on the top of the head, it's a great way to kind of create piecey or textured layers on the top of the head. So first I'm gonna show you how to remove weight, and then I'll show you how you can use it to create layers or texture. So for removing weight, similar to twist, pinch, and pull, where twist, pinch, and pull, you're going to take a section from the top of the head. With refraction, you actually want to take from the top of zone 2 all the way down to the bottom of zone 2. So I'm going to section out zone 1. So from upper crown ridge to lower crown ridge, I'm going to take out the section. And for this, I want to preserve length, but I still want to remove weight. So with refraction, I'm actually going to be coming underneath the hair, starting at the middle of the hair strand, and I'm going to be opening and closing my scissors as I'm moving the scissors forward on the hair. That's going to create a motion that helps to just remove some light weight from the bottom interior section of the hair. So by doing that, it removes some weight from the middle of the hair. So if you look at the full section from zone 1 and 2, you can see where it just removes weight from that underside of zone 2, so that when the hair is fully long, it helps to lie flat without having that extra bulk from the middle of the zone. So again, there is no guide, so you just want to keep traveling in radial sections, taking out zone 1, pulling the hair out where it lives. And again, I just want to see where the hair bends, and that's where I'll start. So I'll open, close, as I move my way towards the end of the hair. And it just helps to create some lightweight texture, but also remove some weight from that underside of the hair. So then I'll go through and brush through and just keep traveling in radial sections. So again, I'm gonna take the hair out where it lives. I'm going to drop zone 1, and from zone 2, take that section out. Now you can see it's a thin section so I can see through it, let the hair drop. So I'm not gonna cut past this point because I don't wanna cut anything up there. So I'm gonna just open and close my scissors as I move towards the end of the hair, right? So if I come back in and brush through this, you can see I'm not removing a ton of hair. It's just enough to create space in the hair so that when you pull the hair down, it doesn't have, still maintains the length, but helps to remove the weight from the bottom of the head. This technique is called gravity cutting. Gravity cutting is a great way to remove weight from the bottom level or zone 1 of the hair. So say someone has a long head of hair or longer hair and it's really heavy down at the bottom. Gravity cutting is going to be a way to remove that weight at the bottom, again, without revealing any lines or making it look too thinned out at the bottom. Before you cut with gravity cutting, you want to make sure that you've already established the perimeter. So typically the perimeter will be the third step, but in the case if you're cutting off a lot of hair, you always want to go in and establish the perimeter first before you go in and do gravity cutting, because gravity will be your guide when you're taking out the space from the bottom. So the way that gravity cutting works is if you are a right-handed cutter, you will stand on your client's left side. If you are a left-handed hair cutter, you will stand on your client's right side to do this technique. And the way that you want to do it is with your non-cutting hand is you want to grab all the hair with the comb, coming out where the hair lives, holding the hair in your fingers with the comb, and you want to come up from the head until gravity drops. And gravity is going to be that length of the hair that you can see drop. So you see that this is gravity here that just dropped down, so that's the length of her hair. I'm going to go a little bit further just to make sure that I don't take anything from that bottom portion of the hair. And then what I want to do is come underneath my fingers, and I'm going to be traveling and opening and closing my scissors as I travel around the shape of her head. So I'm going to start here, open and close my scissors as I travel around the same distance but over the shape of her head. What that does is it removes the weight from the underneath portion of the section so that when the hair falls down, you still maintain the length, but you've taken out some of the weight from underneath. So then you just push that section to the side, and you take radial sections, starting in the center. Take a radial section, again, from the apex to the nape. I want to come out from where the hair lives, and then come up at 45-degree angle until gravity drops. Now, if you're going to be cutting off more than, say, 1 or 2 inches of the hair, it's always preferred to cut the perimeter first so that when you're doing gravity, that you're getting the right accuracy for the perimeter. If you're taking off less than 1 inch or 2 inches, you can do this first, then clean up the perimeter at the end. So again, you want to come under your fingers and then open, close as I follow around the shape of the head. And as you can see, I just took off just that small section that's going to be just undercutting the bottom section of zone 1. Again, just take another radial section. I'm going to pull the hair out where it lives. Come up to 45-degree angle. Gravity's dropped. I'm coming underneath my fingers, open, close, as I travel around the head. And just removing that small bit of hair at the bottom of zone 1. So as I travel, I like to move my client so that I'm coming out directly from where the hair lives. And as I'm traveling, I'm gonna travel around that same section where the hair lives as well. So because I'm kind of coming more closer to the ear base, I want to travel more across the head this way. So again, coming out where the hair lives, 45-degree angle till gravity drops. I'm gonna let a little bit more gravity drop because we're closer to the ear, and I'm just gonna open and close as I travel around the head. Now the reason why we travel around the head is it creates that same shape of the head, and it helps to over-direct this hair away from the falling point. So if we're over-directing, we're taking off less length. If I were just to hold the hair straight up and cut straight under my fingers and just come straight up, and that is gravity cutting. This technique is called raveling. It's a great way to remove weight from the interior frame in zone 1 and 2 by using your scissors to ravel through the hair to specifically pick out the type of weight that you want to remove from the hair. So the way that I'll do this is in zone 2, I'm going to start at the upper crown ridge in the center, going down to center nape balance point, and just taking out 1/4 inch section. You want to make sure the sections are thin enough that when you look through it, you can see light projecting through the hair. So if you are right-handed, you will use your cutting hand, so your right hand. If you're left-handed, you'll use your left hand. The way that this works is you want to hold the hair out where it lives, and then you want to start with your stationary blade on your scissors. Find that middle part of the hair, because that's the farthest you want to cut from, and then you want to just take that end of the scissors and just slowly weave out small pieces of hair. And if they have a lot of weight you want to remove, you can bring out larger pieces. But you just want to remove smaller pieces as you weave down through. You can see I've got all that hair weaved through, and then I'm going to just turn my scissors and open and close my scissors as I move towards the end of the hair in this slow open and close fashion as I move towards the end of the hair. And then it's just going to show you that I just removed this nice bulk that came just from the middle of the hair, but yet you don't see any lines or chunks taken out of the hair. So again, I am taking a whole new section, not marrying any pieces in, and I'm going to pull the hair out from where it lives, holding tension throughout the entire section. And then I want to find the bend, and I want to start with my stationary blade, and I just want to weave out pieces, small pieces that I want to remove weight from this interior frame of zone 1 and 2. Once I've got that out, I'm going to just open and close my shears as I slowly move way towards the end of the hair. Just open and close, open and close, open and close as I slowly move towards the end of the hair. You can see I'm taking out weight, but not removing like chunks of hair at a time. And again, take the stationary part of the blade, see where the bend is, and open and close, taking very small pieces. See, and then just open and close as you work towards the end of the hair. So you can see, even with finer hair types, it's really a great way because it gives you more control with how much weight you actually want to remove from the hair. So that is raveling.